Basic income. What is it? How do we go about implementing it? Is it good for our society? There's a number of questions that are involved when talking about this issue. But for the most part, what basic income is it's the practice of giving an unconditional amount of money to people, of a state, of a country. It's usually done by the government, but, it can be done by another institution as well.
Okay. Doesn't Alaska have something similar?
Yeah, Alaska it's the permanent fund, I believe. The dividend permanent fund has been in place since 1982. So this has been a subject that's been discussed here in America and abroad as well. But what brought attention to this to me recently is there's an article on Salon.com by Gleb Sapersky. And this is a guy that used to be against basic income, but now he's come around and now he's seeing it from a different perspective. He was talking about how he was volunteering at a soup kitchen, and he was talking to one of the people there, and she was telling him that she's homeless pretty much because she couldn't afford to pay for a new tire. And so what happened was that, so one of her tires blew out. She needed another tire, but she didn't have money to do it. She didn't have money to get the new tire. So she didn't have her car anymore to go to work, so she got fired. She didn't have that income anymore to pay for her rent, so she got evicted. And now she's homeless.
That was like domino effect.
Exactly. It is exactly what the domino effect is. So that what pretty much solidified him taking another position now and saying that, this is something that we actually should look at.
One little incident could just have somebody down and out.
I mean, how many people are living, paycheck to paycheck? And if the wrong set of circumstances happen at the wrong time, it just like this woman.
Especially if they have, children or something like that.
So like I said, there's been a lot of talk about this basic income. And actually, there's a lot of support on it on both sides, liberals and conservatives. Now, it's for different reasons. Conservatives, of course, they want to limit entitlement spending, welfare spending and stuff like that. And liberals, pretty much, for the most part, they want people to be able to house and feed their families. They're most likely they'll be for raising the minimum wage and things like that. But like I said, there's support on both sides. And this has been done, projects like this have been done in a lot of different places. Finland, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Canada's experimenting with it. And actually here in America, other than in Alaska, Oakland is planning to experiment with this as well. The Y Combinator. They're doing a study in Oakland. I don't think there's a time. It may be later this year. But they're going to be giving people unconditional money.
I was about to say, was it unconditional?
Unconditional money. They can do whatever they want to with it. They can move to another country. They can do whatever they want to with it. But like I said, there's more people are talking about this, and this guy, the author Gleb Sapersky, he detailed his original, I guess, objections to it, and one was that he didn't trust poor people with the money. He didn't trust that they would make the right decision with the money, and that they would, buy alcohol and drugs and stuff like that, and just waste it on non-essential things. Stuff like that.
So people with money don't waste their money on non-essential things?
Exactly. But I guess for poor people,
it has more of an impact on their
because they should be doing it to
get up out of their situation,
get above the sea level.
But I'm pretty sure like the thing is, again, I think it's one of those situations where poor people are kind of held to a higher standard. Like I'm pretty sure that would happen. Like if you have to kind of factor that in. Mm-hmm. You can't prevent that, but I'm pretty sure the overwhelming majority of people who are at that economic level are going to try to do things to get out. There are going to be a portion that don't.
Right.
I think that has to be expected if you implement something like this, and it's going to actually happen at every economic level, no matter what.
He said also that he thought that maybe once they got this money that they would get out of the workforce and just try to live off of it. And like you said, there might be a portion of people that do that. Like, oh, I got this free money. I'm just gonna coast. I'm just gonna try to stretch this as far as I can. But that's not the majority of people.
Yeah, like I said, maybe Alaska's a little different. But yeah, I would say that might affect job markets. Mm-hmm. People, might not. There are businesses that may not have like a high pool of workers to choose from because maybe those people may elect to just chill out.
Right.
But to me, I think it points to a bigger problem. The fact that we're having this conversation. I mean, we wouldn't be having this conversation if wages had kept up with inflation. We wouldn't be having this conversation if wages would have kept up with cost of living, or if corporations paid their fair share of taxes, or if major major legislation wasn't written on behalf of corporations. It just seems as if the people that want society to progress try to come up with policies to act as some sort of counterpunch to our society's misplaced priorities. You know what I'm saying?
And we see that they don't want to do those things because, that's been going on for years.
Yeah.
So, the concept of basic income could be a solution. Now, in a thriving society, what do we need? We need a middle class. Okay? And not just a middle class that can actually buy and they can spend money in the economy.
Invest. Save.
Exactly. Because we have a middle class in America right now, but they look more like a poor class. They can't do anything because that income disparity is so massive.
The dollar doesn't go as far.
Yeah. And they have incredible debt. And we even talk about school debt and stuff like that too. But there's so many aspects to the society that keep people under. So like I said, basic income could be a remedy. And you were talking about the job market as well, right? This could also make working conditions even better because it would
increase demand because then people be spending their money at those businesses.
But also people that are seeking these jobs, like how I think we've done stories before on working conditions, poor working conditions and stuff like that, right? If people have an income that could, allow them to take care of certain responsibilities, they don't have to take that shitty job. That shitty job would have to improve that shitty job. You know what I'm saying?
They would have to improve
to
their
attract
conditions to
employees.
attract employees to create demand to come work there.
Exactly. So it would create a better working environment.
Well, we have to try to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because what we're doing now is not working.
No, it's not. And we see that they don't want to. They don't want to increase the minimum wage. And even if they do, and the TPP gets passed,
that's minimum.
The minimum wage is out the window because corporations could just sue. Yeah,
because their profits are being affected.
Exactly. So they don't want to do that. So maybe basic income is the option.
Sure. Actually, we already have basic income right now, and it's on behalf of corporations.
These subsidies they're getting.
Yep. We already have a basic income.
Yep. But it's not for the middle and the poor class. It's for the top echelon of people. So we need to redistribute that. And we need to put that into people that actually put that into the hands of people that actually need it.
Because right now that money just chilling, just sitting there.
Chilling.